Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Very good. Okay. So today's topic is electricity. So you might have discussed about electricity, or you might have used the word electricity in your home. You are paying the bills of electricity. So have you wondered what is electricity? What is electricity? We are running machines with the help of electricity. Refrigerator, your washing machine, mixer, grinder, TV. You are charging your phone, fan, bulb. Everything is running with the help of electricity. So now our topic is electricity. So before studying the electricity, we will discuss the cause of the electricity. How this electricity is produced. How this electricity is produced. So the cause of the electricity is charge. So what does this charge? Okay, so charge, you know what is charge? So charge is the fundamental property of the matter. What is charge? It is the
Fundamental property of matter.
It is the property of matter. Not only metal, any matter. Fundamental property of matter. Now, how does this property arises? What is the reason behind this property? The reason behind this property is the friction, is the transfer of some subatomic particles. We have three kinds of particles. One is electron, proton, and the last one is neutron. These are the subatomic particles of the atom. Electrons, protons, and neutrons. Where electron is negatively charged body. It has negative charge. It is a negative particle. And proton is positive particle, whereas neutron is neutral. It is considered as chargeless body, chargeless particle. So now how does this charge arises? So the reason behind this is the friction. Now what is friction? How does this friction is creating a charge in the body? Now, according to science, every body, we have the two bodies. This body, name it as A, and there is second body, name it as B. Body A and body B. And according to science, every body or every atom is considered to be neutral. Neutral means it has same number of protons and electrons in it. So positive for the protons, negative for the electrons. So now see, positive, negative cancel each other, positive, negative are cancelling each other. So here net charge of the body is
Zero.
It is zero. Net charge is zero. So we will say it is a neutral body. In the same way, there is some different body. It has, let us say, 2 electrons and 2 protons. 2 electrons and 2
Protons.
Again, it is having any charge or it is zero charge?
Zero charge.
Why zero charge? Because number of positive and negative particles are same. So if we are doing a sum, it will be zero. Both are the neutral bodies. But when we give a friction to a body, we are rubbing body A and body B. During friction, there is the transfer of some particles. Now, which particle gets transferred from one body to another body? Answer is negative charge particle transfers from one body to the another body. So this negative transfer to the body B. Now there is a question. Question is, why negative charge particle transferred from one body to A? Why there is no transfer of protons? So answer is difference in the masses. Proton P is 1840 times heavier than electron. Heavier than the electron. So because of the lighter mass, electron transfer to the body B. Now if the particle is transferred, so I am going to rub this and I'm going to transfer this particle here. So now you can see positive negative are cancelling each other. Positive negative are cancelling each other. Positive negative are cancelling each other. But this positive is left alone. Okay, so when this is left alone, this body becomes positive charge body, and this is becoming the negative charge body. So because of this charge body, charge particle, body becomes charged and it can attract or repel any other body. Now we'll move on to the topic electricity or electric current. How does this electric current arise? So now have a look.
Electricity has become an integral part of our lives. This is because it can be used anywhere and everywhere and for various purposes.
So now you can see the examples: TV, laptop, mixer, ships, trucks. Everywhere there is the use of electricity. Without electricity, we cannot run any single instrument. Every single bulb, street lights, torch, you can see everything is working because of the electricity.
Electric current arises when charges flow from one place to another.
Note down this definition. I have told you what is charge. So when a charge flows in a body, when a charge is flowing in a wire, it constitutes an electric current. Note it down. Now what is electric current? Electric current arises due to a flow of charge. What is charge? Charge is the body which has the ability to attract or to repel. And when the charge flows in the body, charge flowing in a wire, it constitutes a current. And what type of charge flows in a wire? Remember, electrons. Electrons, negative particles are flowing in a wire. Because of that reason, we call it a electric current. So note down this definition. Electric current arises due to the flow of charge. If charge is stationary, for example, this is a charge here. If it is stationary, is it constituting a current? Answer is no. But the charge is flowing, then we can say if the charge is flowing, there is the electric current flowing in a body, in a matter. So now look again.
But why do these charges flow? Let's look at an example to understand this. Consider two vessels, A and B. Let's assume that the water in vessel A is at a higher level than the water in vessel B.
Students,
Now if you can,
according to you, water will flow from vessel B to A or vessel A to the B.
A to B.
Why A to B? Height difference. Very good. So you have the idea that water always flows from the higher level to the lower level. Same is the case of charges. Same is the case of electric current. As the water flows from high level to the lower level, charges follow the same pattern. Electric current always flows from the high potential to the low potential. So charge is just like a water. Electricity is just like a water. As the water flows from higher level to the lower level, charges also flows from the higher potential to the lower potential. Okay?
connect these vessels with a pipe, you will see that the water flows from vessel A to vessel B till their water levels equalize. Similarly, electric charges move from a point with a higher potential to a point having a lower potential. Look at the two metallic spheres. If you connect a metallic wire between them, electrons begin flowing from sphere B to sphere A. This flow of charges is called electric current. Because electrons flow from B to A, the flow of electric current should be from B to A as well, right? But it's not so. That's because when electric current was discovered, it was assumed that positive charges move to cause current.
Now there are two definitions which are very important to discuss. One is the direction of electric current. According to this concept, actually electrons were discovered later. Before that, we were following the direction of conventional current. And according to that, current always flows from the positive to the negative side, because positive is considered as the high potential and negative is the low. So according to that, current always flows from the positive to the negative. But later on, with the discovery of electron, it was realized that actually electrons are flowing in a wire, but the direction of electrons is from the negative to the positive.
Positive.
So we named it as electronic current. Now what is electronic current? The direction in which electrons are flowing, that current is known as the electronic current. But the current which flows from the positive to the negative is known as conventional current. So what is conventional current? Current which flows from
Positive to negative.
to the negative, and the current which flows from negative to positive because of electrons, it is known as electronic current. Right.
So even today, electric current is conventionally believed to flow from the positive end to the negative end. That is why the positive terminal is said to have a higher potential than the negative terminal. The difference between the electric potentials is called the potential difference. Now, let's see how current flows in an electric circuit. Here is the most basic electric circuit. It has an electric cell, a light bulb, switch, and of course, connecting wires. The cell is the circuit's driving force. That's because it creates the potential difference that makes electric current flow through the circuit. The switch helps us connect or disconnect the circuit anytime we want. Let's switch on the light and see what happens.
Wait. So now see, battery or cell. What is a cell? Cell is the source of potential difference. It will give us the voltage. Current is flowing because of the cell. And what is current? The flow of electrons. Why the electrons will flow?
Because of the potential.
Because of the
difference.
potential difference. Water is flowing because of high
High
and
difference.
the low level. So which device is giving us the potential difference? Answer is
Cell.
battery or cell. Because of the battery or cell, we can say current arises. Without this, wire has all the electrons, everything, but there is no current. Because of the battery, we can get the current because it gives the positive and the negative, and current starts from the positive to the negative. And the current when flows through the bulb, it gives the electric energy to the bulb and it will glow, and it will give you light energy. So there is the also energy conversion from cell. Cell has which type of energy? It has chemical energy. It has electrolytes in the form of chemicals. It will give you the electric energy. And after that, electric energy when it goes to the bulb, it will convert into light energy. Okay? So now see,
Notice how electrons move out from the negative terminal of the cell, travel through the entire circuit, and come to the positive terminal. And now, see how conventional current flows in the opposite direction.
positive to negative. It is going from positive to negative. In a circuit, electrons usually do not move entire length of the wire. It is a fact. In a circuit, electrons actually do not move along the entire length of the wire. Why it happens? So reason is when current is flowing under the influence of potential difference, electrons actually move only a small distance. So there is a small concept behind this. Whenever electrons are flowing in a wire, let us see we have a wire. Consider a wire, cylindrical wire. So you might be wondering that electron, because of the potential difference applied due to the battery, this is the symbol of the battery. Positive, negative, positive, negative. Positive has high potential, that is why we draw a longer line, and because the small potential difference of the negative will give a shorter line to the cell battery also. So if the potential difference is given to the wire, because of that electron starts flowing from one end of the wire to the other end of the wire. But the flow is not the simple flow. Like electrons are going in this direction, simply they will move and they will enter the positive. No, this is not the case. Actually, in a wire is not a hollow. Wire is having large number of atoms. This is the one of the atom. There are electrons in the wire. There are ions in the wire. See, these are the ions, atoms in the wire. So when electrons flow, it gets collide. It is getting collision with the nearby, with the electron or atom lying in its path. So because of the collision, it loses some energy. Again, it goes in this direction. It is again colliding with another atom. Again, it will change its path. It is here. After that, here. So you can see electron's journey is not smooth. It is going from one end to the other end by giving a number of collisions. Because of the collision, it loses energy at every stage. Here, again, it is losing again after and after all the energy. And what is the source of the energy? Answer is this difference voltage given by the battery. Now, this is known as the resistance. This is the property of the matter or material due to which electrons gets collide in its path. Our definition is what is resistance. Now, what is resistance? It is the opposition. According to the name, resist karna. To oppose. What is the meaning of resistance? To oppose the flow of charge. It is known as the resistance. So what is the cause of the resistance? Cause of the resistance is the atoms lying in its path, electrons lying in its path. So because of the collision with the electrons with the atoms, this property arises. Now there is the quiz for you. So one by one. State whether the following statement is true or false. Current can flow through an open circuit. False. Why false? Why false? Because circuit is open. There is no way medium for the electrons to flow. So circuit has to be closed. If the switch is on, then current will flow. If the switch is off, it will not flow. On means closed, open means off. So your right answer is
False.
false. Next one, SI unit of electric charge. Remember, Coulomb was the person because he gave us the law of electrostatic force of attraction between the charge. So SI unit of charge is also the Coulomb. So you are right. It is Coulomb. Next one is state whether the following statement is true or false. A current flows through a circuit only when electron reaches from one end to the other end of the circuit.
False.
When electrons from one end to the other end, if the electron is flowing, true or false?
False.
If the electron is flowing,
False.
not from the end of the one end to the other end of the circuit. Actually, reason is, where is the chalk? I need the chalk.
It is there.
Now see, according to the statement, current flows through a circuit only when electron reaches from one end to the other end of the circuit. So direction of current is given by the direction of electron or the conventional current.
Conventional current.
Conventional current. So answer is false. Direction is because of the conventional, not electron. Is and next one is solve this. Now we have seen the definition of electric current. Now according to physics, electric current is defined as the number of charges flowing per unit time. As you know, if the charge is flowing in a circuit, we can say current is flowing in a circuit. So how much charge is flowing per unit time is known as the current. Where I is your current and Q is your charge and T is the time. Very good. T is the time. So now we will solve the numerical. It is saying electric current of 4 ampere flows through a circuit. It is given that electric current is flowing. Electric current symbol is I, so it is flowing 4 ampere. Okay. Through a circuit for 10 minutes. Again, next value which is given is 10 minutes. So what is time? Time is given as 10 minutes. So we will change this minute into seconds because we will use SI unit. So 10 minutes into 60 seconds, it becomes 600 seconds. Is this clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
now we are asked to calculate the amount of charge flowing in this circuit. We know formula of current is I is equals to Q divided by T. That implies Q is equals to I into T. What is the value of I? 4 ampere. 4. What is the value of time? 600. 600. What is the answer? 2400. And the SI unit is coulomb. So this is your answer. Is this clear? Put it down and we'll move on to next numerical. Okay. Done? Doing? Done. Okay. Next one. Next one is here. Okay. Give the SI unit of electric current and electric charge.
Ampere and coulomb.
Okay. So SI unit of electric current is ampere. So we can write that in this way. Either you can write ampere or simply write the letter A. A stands for the ampere. And for the electric charge, we use symbol C, or we can write entire letter coulomb, which we have seen earlier. Next question is define electric current.
Flow of charge per unit time is
Bhagwan,
called.
yes. Sukhmani, what is electric current?
Flow of charge per unit time is electric current.
Very good. Sit down. So, flow of charge per unit time is known as the electric current. How much charge is flowing per unit time is known as electric current. It is clear? Definition is clear, I hope.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one. Find out the number of electrons that constitute 1 coulomb of electric charge. So now we'll solve this numerically. We know SI unit of charge is 1 coulomb. What is the unit? 1 coulomb. So we are asked to find the number of electrons that constitute 1 coulomb of charge. It means how many electrons are required to make 1 coulomb? Actually, charge of 1 electron, write it down, it is important. Charge of electron is equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb with a negative sign. So you can see value of charge for the electron is very small because power is minus 19. So I think minus 19, so 1 coulomb is a very bigger value than the single charge of the electron. So we have to find number of electrons. Okay, so formula which we are going to use is Q equals to Ne for the charge, where Q is the charge, N is the
Number of
electrons, and E is the
Charge
charge of fundamental unit of charge. Now, what is the fundamental unit of charge? 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So with this, we will use this formula to solve this equation and the question. Okay. So, now see. It is given. What is given? Given is value of the charge 1 coulomb. So what is given? Value of charge is 1 coulomb. We have to find number of electrons. Electrons we have to find, and we know the charge of 1 electron is
1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19.
1.6
into 10
raised
raised
to
to
power
power minus 19.
Very good. This is the value of the charge, and you can also add the negative sign if you want to. Now, according to the formula, Q is equals to Ne. What is the formula? Q equals to Ne. So value of Q is given. What is the value? 1. So I am going to put the value 1 coulomb. N is number of electrons. It is not given. We have to find it. And E, value of charge, which is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. This is the value. So we can cut this C coulomb. Coulomb is cancel out. So N is equals to 1 divided by, because here it is multiplied with the N. So here we can divide this term. 1.6 10 raised to power minus 19.
6.25
Power.
into 10 raised to power 18.
You will solve this.
Yes,
What is the value? 0.625. So or we can also write this
6.25 into 10 raised to power 18.
6.25 into 10 raised to power
18.
18. So this is the number of electrons. So electrons का number more than crore, 100 crore. इससे भी ज़्यादा. So this number of electrons when combined they constitute the 1 coulomb of charge. So write down. This is the important question. Done? Okay. Next one. We find 1 ampere. So what is the formula for the current?
Q by T.
Q by T. So write it down. 1 ampere of current is flowing in the conductor when 1 coulomb charge flows over the 1 second. Very good. Next one.
Ammeter.
Ammeter. M for the ampere, meter for the instrument to measure. So ampere meter means ammeter. So to measure the current we use ammeter. Okay? And how should it
Series.
be connected? It is always in series. Because if we connect in parallel, it will not give us the accurate value. Okay? So it is always connected in series, and the device is known as the ammeter. So last one is here. How does an electric current flows in a circuit containing the battery? So to show how it flows, we can draw the diagram. So now to show the flow of current, we have to consider the wire. This is the wire. Is clear? Wire. After that, we have to make a circuit using connecting wire. These are the connecting wires. After that, for the flow of current, this is last question, we will join a battery. Now, the direction of current will be from positive to the negative. This is the direction of current. I from positive to negative. So I will conclude with the chapter, with the topic. First topic was what is charge? What is charge? It is the property of the matter. Now what is electric current?
Flow of charge.
Flow of charge. Very good. So what is the quantitative definition? Flow of charge per unit time known as electric
Current.
What device we use to measure the electric current? Very good. And how it is connected? So this is all about the electric current. Next, we'll discuss about the potential difference. Okay.